Congratulations, you did it. And all you had to do is nut up and do it. Um,
Yeah.
so you guys will be able to go home and get paid, and we'll just kind of zoom through some of this stuff because it's late or getting late, I should say. The Over the course of the plane ride, do you guys keep knocking Misty back out, or do you let her wake up?
I'll let her wake
I,
up.
I say later wake up.
Okay. Um, she will look around heavily surprised and not really like oh shit, what's going on? Um,
So we'll say sorry.
I imagine
Business is
there's
business.
I imagine there's some explaining that is done about what happened, and she will actually be pretty happy with how things go. Um, she will break down the fact that like Heather was her ally spirit, and somewhere along the way, their views on how things should be done have had changed. Like her personality began to change and began to very Stepford wife possessive, forcing her to continue to be there and continue with what they were doing. Um, Interfered with all plans of expanding and doing another place. Just it was all about the singular resort, which wasn't what Misty's vision originally was. Like she wanted to apply these techniques to clean up a lot of the ruined places in the world to just try and make life better across the entire globe, not just here. Um, she doesn't know what happened with Heather, but uh, assures you that it is not over because I'll have to double check, but I believe free spirits can come back after 28 days.
Oh,
So
24 hours actually.
I thought I thought if they were physically disrupted, it was longer than that.
Yeah, well maybe. Well, only an exorcist can help her at this point.
So, um, that'll be a problem for future you guys. Pissed off, sort of free plant spirit coming back to haunt you.
My thoughts exactly.
You're
That's a
welcome.
future us problem.
Well, you're welcome for that, Liam.
I don't know what y'all are upset about. I'm the one that actually did the damage to it. That thing's going to screw my life up.
Yeah, and it has the search power, so it can find you guys. Hooray.
So we just have to stay away from Grog for the next couple of months.
I mean, it could be super vengeful against all of you guys. But
I'm just gonna move to the Vatican.
so I'm just going to live in a very high aspected background count. But like that whole idea didn't come around until let me check my Skype thing here. So I was talking to somebody. Nine about 2 hours ago, when you guys were first breaking into her house, was when it was like, you know what? Let's flip the script and give her a reason to not want to be here, rather than like whatever it is that you guys were gonna do. Let's kind of make things more interesting. I feel like the naked thing probably got you guys in a really uncomfortable spot.
It
Maybe a
was
little.
Well,
different.
it
Yeah.
made us think, I guess, because when you have guns and armor, you tend to get a little possessed by that.
Yeah. But you guys will get your money. You guys who wanted your rating 6 fake sins will get those. Um, I'm gonna hand out like let's say 10 karma because this was a 4 session thing. Um, and then I guess if you guys wanna ask questions, talk about it, gonna kind of unpack and decompress it a bit because it did take us a couple of sessions to get through. I would love to hear your thoughts on things.
So yeah, one of the things that I mean, obviously I'm the meat shield slash I'm gonna hit it with a stick type thing right now. How would I mean going into this? It's a mystical area, a mystical magical place. It's like how would you honestly deal with something like that?
Your gear was only ever 10 minutes away. You just had to commit.
So just say screw it and go grab it.
Yeah, like at any time, you guys could have been like, all right, we're gonna sneak into the ranger station and make contact, find out how long our flight guy is out of here, and then we could just shoot the place up. Like, sure, you would have gotten into a more complicated fight if you tried doing that, because the only thing that we kind of established that you were going to have to deal with was going to be Heather. And we didn't even really
No, we
nail
didn't.
down the specifics
That she was, yeah.
on how you were going to have to deal with her. Because, like, if we didn't go into the crazy possessive way, and you were able to one round Heather before she got, like, any kind of command off or anything like that, it would have been, it could have been really easy. And then it would have depended upon whether or not you run into people on the way in or out and your approach in that area. Like, yeah, you guys were naked for the most part, but like you did not have complete access to your stuff.
Okay.
The which is kind of where I was like, maybe I went a little too hard on trying to reinforce that fact. But please, I would love to go through this a little bit more. Mostly in case I try to do anything this crazy in the future.
It
Because
was good. I think we were just really cautious about it.
Yeah,
it was-
so much legwork.
It was definitely it threw us for a loop because one of the people that we had that was key for magic of any kind unfortunately had to leave because he got a job transfer to Australia.
Yeah.
So we literally went from okay, we understand rigor, we can work with that. Deckers, we haven't had to deal with that at all. Magic, we're completely out of the element except for a person who's, I guess, half
Yeah.
being an adept. I mean, am I thinking that right there, Val?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what mystical adepts are. They are, well, they are considered crippled by mages most of the time because they don't have a true understanding of what the astral world is. But on the other hand, they get another deal with the adept powers that they can get, and that's not to be underestimated. But still, in terms of sheer knowledge of how magic truly works, they don't get that much, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we were literally walking into a place where, I'll be honest, my worries were that there were elementals all over the place, that the pool had an elemental in it, that there would be nixies or sprites coming out
there
of
should have
the
been pixies there. God damn it.
out of everything getting towards us to interrupt us from getting her because of different wards. So that really threw me as a cautious. That's why I was trying to find information. That's why I went the route I did.
And that makes sense.
Well, my own fear about that thing was, like, when you mentioned that dance thing, I was thinking, was that a real thing, maybe? And then I had maybe this poison ivy thing in my head, but like people here were actually all controlled in some way. At some point, they would just come to us and like, you're not one of us.
like a cult thing.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit of the cult thing.
I mean, that is totally a way it could have gone if. So like, I really enjoyed the first two parts of it where like we did all that stuff in Egypt and it was fun to role play out like the marketplace and Wazir and his problems. But since you guys completed the job, he will also get paid, which means he can pay that horrible snake of an arms merchant and he'll be fine. It's good job.
Yeah.
Which did indeed extend the length of time that the job was going to take, merely because like we did like a session and a half of just his little shit town, which was, you know, so far we haven't really spent time to just role play and flesh things out, and it's kind of a shame that you guys are going back to Germany um where he will not be relevant, but there's other
If
things
we
that
ever
might.
come back.
But that's just the thing, is he could still be relevant, trying to get in touch with us for whatever reason, maybe having an arms thing get dealt with out in Germany.
Maybe.
Hey, my friends, I helped you out. Can you help me out with this?
It's like
Yeah,
there's a horrible
I
war,
can completely see that happen.
and that is something that Liam is free to do what he will with.
I will do much with it.
Good. Um, you could even take Tilt's boat to and fro, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
His boat
Because that money.
that he now has the money to afford.
The boat that Tilt as not an actual character anymore is going to mystically acquire.
I mean, you do now have the funds to acquire it anyway, because I just handed you 30 grand.
Yeah.
So that's part to consider too. Um, you guys could probably all put down the plane guy as a contact as well to do some things with. Um, I'll let
Yeah, having a smuggler is always good.
I'll let Liam give him a name and stuff for the future. Misty, probably not, because she is a high importance magical asset to what is almost assuredly
Somebody
Seder
other than-
Krupp. And there's all kinds of wonderful things that Liam can do with that as well, because there's this big did you guys play Dragonfall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the socks, which is a giant irradiated zone that Misty can be put to work trying to clean up.
Yeah, don't really want to stay near her because she's got an obsessive spirit after her.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sure nothing could go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing
Just
at all.
Hey, you know what? That's just information we did not disclose because, they weren't paying us for information. So
This is true. I am sure that
not my problem.
I'm sure that Seder Krupp has the facilities to deal with that, and maybe when Heather realizes that she can't quite get directly to Misty, she will go another direction to get to her, or to seek other revenges.
Oh. Oh.
So, stuff for the future.
Fact.
There was something. I feel like there was. Oh, I dropped you guys the link for the Black Trolls Far's Kingdom.
Black Forest, yeah.
Some
Which I wanted to get that guy as a freaking contact. I don't know if I could, though, now.
I mean,
A little bit
you guys
late.
had a plenty of time. I will allow that up to Liam if he wants to give that guy out, because he is a prince, so I don't quite know what his
Yeah,
connection
exactly.
rating would be. But
I would just give him like as a 1-1. Like, I met this guy on vacation. Plebeian.
See, he just told me he was a prince. I can't necessarily say he is a prince.
this is true, and it's one of those things of like,
Just metric search that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. You guys have access to Google now, so you can Google Berthold the Sixth and see what he looks like. Maybe he was a body double for the prince. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I would think personally, but hey,
I mean, he'd have to be a pretty exact body double, because you all naked.
you would be surprised.
So there's some things that you can do there. I hope that over the past couple of weeks that I have seeded a whole bunch of interesting things that Liam can make use of.
Yeah.
Um,
I have plenty of time to think about it.
and I am always available.
Wow.
And it sounds like we're breaking up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know we are because I saw you posting that ad about getting a group 3 together.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
but that looks like it's going to be on a Monday night anyway. So technically, if you guys want, I can come hang out with you guys next Wednesday or so.
Well, you have a character, right?
Yeah, Tinker's around.
Yeah, well, I would just be glad to
Either
meet
that,
your character.
or I can just hang out and be a sounding board for Liam during the run for rules and stuff. I don't mind.
That would be useful.
Yeah,
You know, say that sounds like a good idea right there.
this way I'm not, because I don't want to be the one that's like, here's what we should do, because that doesn't teach you guys anything. But
Yeah.
I could totally just be around, and my cat is freaking out.
Get her off the catnip.
Oh, it's great because he had a urinary tract infection a couple of days ago. So now that he's like hiding in the box and running out and climbing on the couch, it's like, all right, he's feeling way better. So I don't know if
Yeah.
it's
Yay.
nice.
It's definitely.
Kitty.
Now, if only my
Alright,
lizard
guys.
would do the same.
I'm gonna go to bed. It's 5 in the morning.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
All right, Val. Yeah, you take it easy. Have a good night, man.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
All right.
Do you
Good night,
guys have the rest of
Night.
you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to twist my ear on?
I gotta head out here too.
That's fine.
Sorry, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
See you, Joe.
See you next time.
See you next week.
Liam, you feeling good? You
Um,
feeling confident? You feeling strong?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling good not to be doing that adventure anymore. No.
It did get a little long.
Yeah, I was. It was fun, and then it was
And then
a lot of.
We kept doing it.
Yeah, it was a lot of doing the same thing.
I think it was.
It was good.
I think I
It's
took
just-
you guys way too far out of your comfort zone by taking away all of your toys and sticking you in a different place than you're used to.
Yeah. I don't know. I used up all of my creative energy on the
Becoming a prince.
find people. Yeah, I'm becoming the Prince Gambit, and then I just kind of just lost it from there. And then life happened, and
Right.
then all the creative juices kind of fell apart for a week or two there.
Yeah, that definitely hurts the flow when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
The marketplace stuff was fantastic. I loved it
Oh no, that was wonderful.
because
And
it's something I would do.
oh, it was good times. That was fun. And then we ended up at the place, and then like I was feeling kind of okay with it, and then I just had a bunch of shit rolls, and it was just a lot of I just wanted to wait a really long time to just get
Keep
all
your
my
edge back so you have control.
so I had control again.
Yeah.
Which everyone else was doing stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I'm sitting here, a couple days.
Do either of you guys have any questions on why I did certain things?
I did at one point for some of the stuff you did like the past weeks, but those are coming up on like 2 weeks to a month ago now.
Yeah,
so
they're a little
those
long
are
ago.
definitely lost to time.
So,
If you come up with them, hit me.
Yeah.
so you revealed in the fight, I don't know if it was on purpose or accident the first time, that she was a critter.
Yes.
A
A critter is just
magical being, an entity. Did you like have a set or a template for where you pulled her stats from?
she was a 4/7 plant spirit.
Plant spirits are found in Street Grimoire.
Okay, so with her being a plant spirit, if we had a magical person, would they have been able to, relay more weaknesses to us about it, or
So if you had
what a
gotten
better way of going about it?
yes and no. So it would depend upon the specifics of the what's the term I want? Engagement. Like if during your legwork you got a solid sensing off on her, you would have had a better idea of what she was. However, as as a free or ally spirit, she has a couple of crazy powers that she has access to do all kinds of terrible things. Um, one of which is like she has magical guard, which is counterspelling, which is useful. Um, she has access to a giant pile of spells that I didn't use because I
Took pity on us.
that was part of it. Like as a plant spirit, she absolutely could have had the regeneration power, which would have made that fight ridiculously long, and you guys would have probably not had a chance of winning because your only way to do um, safe damage to her, like damage she couldn't just heal off, was through magic because she doesn't have
Yeah.
a weakness or an allergy. And at 7, she would be rolling like 19 dice or something um, to remove damage, and it regenerates physical or stun damage. So like, it would have just been a grinder. But because you guys weren't equipped magically, and you weren't like you were the only person with a high oomph weapon.
Yeah.
Val was your only magical person, and he didn't have like a high oomph um, spell. Like with her magical guard, she was should have rolled 16 dice to stuff his mana bolt.
Oh wow.
Yeah. As a 4/7 plant spirit, she was body 11, agility 8, strength 10, willpower 9, intuition charisma 9, 18 plus 2d6 initiative.
Okay. So you kind of just you'll be honest, you seriously went easy on us on it.
Not necessarily. Like I rolled the soak rolls in front of you. I rolled the attack
Oh
rolls in
yeah.
front of you.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
that's not what I'm talking about though. I mean, I'm talking about like using her full potential, if you will. Having the regeneration factor in there, having her stuff
If
the
I
mana
wanted
bolt,
to,
that kind of thing.
well, the magical guard I forgot on the mana bolt because I don't pay attention to the very specifics, all that kind of stuff. Um, I had forgot about it until I came back and was looking at the thing to do something else horrible to you guys. But like, I could have started off that fight by going and a fear on you, 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 and because that's 17 dice versus your willpower plus logic. And then
Yeah.
each of my net hit, you must flee in terror from me for 1 combat turn per hit, and you must succeed in a willpower plus logic with the threshold of the critter's hits to face them again. So you would have needed to roll in Ike's case, um, willpower plus logic with a threshold of 6 to face her ever again, and that's not fun.
No.
It's just not fun to curb stomp you guys into the ground by doing that kind of stuff. Like she could have, like, she already had 18 dice to not get shot, and anything that dealt less than 14 damage to her after armor penetration did no damage. Like she got shot with that sliver gun, and it was like, I don't care. How much physical damage does Grog do with a punch?
Oh my god, hold on a minute. Let me look at my sheet. I stepped away from my computer real quick.
That's fine, I got
I
you.
think it's his strength plus 2. I think his
So,
strength.
9. You would have needed 6 hits of a punch to phase her.
So it's 9. Wow.
Because hardened armor is crazy.
Yeah.
But it was like, because like when I was asking if you guys had a big gun, if you did not, I was going to knock her force down a couple of points, because
Okay.
even when we first
If you
started,
can't do damage.
well, when we first started this run a month ago, I was like, we got 2 new people in. I'm going to do this kind of like our first run, where I'm not going to screw you because we need to learn how we interact as a table. Like we need to meet Val, and we need to meet Manny and get to know each
Have
other.
things work there, yeah.
So if their first interaction is me rolling out this plant spirit and curb stomping them, that's not fun for them, and it's not fun for you guys. It's not even really fun for me. So it's like, all right, if you guys don't have a big gun, I will dial her back, because like banishing already sucks as a skill from magicians, and being a ally slash free spirit, she gets extra dice to not be banished. Um, and she has a whole other host of powers like concealments, negative her force to spot her with perception tests. She could engulf people and slowly suffocate them to death. Could fear
Oh, that
people,
would have been no fun.
right?
Mm.
Uh, could open up an astral gateway to force all nearby objects to become dual-natured and allows even mundanes to astrally project. She could have sucked you guys all into the plant astral spirit or astral metaplane. She
Yeah,
did.
all I hear is something about no thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
I hear a lot of nope.
Um,
Big fat nope.
she had the mutable form thing, which allows her to change her form. She could have had noxious breath, where it would have been something crazy.
I think noxious breath is basically like acid breath or something like that, right?
She need to brush her teeth, is what you're telling me.
Creature with this power can incapacitate the targets with a nauseating stench. Is treated as a range attack using their weapon skill. Inhalation vector. Power equal to her magic. Stun damage causes nausea. Armor is useless, but respiratory protection will help the target.
So
Wow.
that's basically nausea gas.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as we all know, nausea is fucking terrible. It's like, congratulations, you're no longer involved in this scene.
Yeah.
There's the regeneration, which would have been a thing. All kinds of other fun powers that she could have had access to. But it's like, let me throw a punch. Let me throw tilt across the room. Let me not care about a punch.
I did feel like you should have probably punished Tilt a little more than you punished Tilt. Tilt makes consistently bad decisions.
You ran away, sir.
True.
So that's a so yeah, no, she is fairly mighty and could come back after you guys. So enjoy that.
Yeah. That'll be fun to remember to do.
You guys got anything else, or shall I?
How would you have handled it? I know earlier you had said, and this is before I ended up going off on my little underway that I had to go to. You were saying that you had a way that you would have dealt with it, and that we'd talk about that afterwards.
Oh man, you're asking me for me to remember stuff from forever ago.
So, ignoring what was said or what you may have thought at the time, how would you have gone about doing it right now, given the limitations that you had given us?
Probably more or less the same way that you guys did, because like always in the back of my head was the idea that my stuff is only 10 minutes away, and the security for this place is based upon location and the fact that like if you are going to do anything publicly, you had better do it really quick and not make a lot of noise. Because if you start waking people up, you get a lot of mages who are going to tell their spears to do a lot of stuff. Which still would have probably happened, like, if we didn't go with the whole, like, keeping her here pseudo-boss fight that was Heather. It would have been a lot of lower force spirits dependent upon how quickly you could put Misty out and what she could get done in that time. Because, like, no matter what, you were going to have to deal with Heather. If it was a direct confrontation where, like, if Heather was not a captor in that situation, she would have been lower force to so that it could have been her and then like a fire spirit and an earth spirit and maybe like another one, and maybe Misty casting spells if it was like a direct confrontation. Um, but when it became uh, the capture situation, she couldn't really have her other spirits under orders to like just protect her, because then they'd be like, hold up, Heather, we got to stop you because you doing some bad stuff to her. Heather is also probably the kind of person that would not really allow Misty to keep other bound spirits around when it's like when it
All you
becomes
need
that.
is me.
What's that?
It's
Exactly.
the all you need is me.
When it becomes that like oppressive kind of personality that it kind of developed into, um, you don't need those rest of those people, and you don't need to be talking to nobody that's another spirit or anything.
Yeah.
I got you, fam, as the kids say.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
Well, that's about it for me. Thank you for the lessons there, Mr. Bamps.
it is quite all right. I am happy to. Well, I look forward to hearing happy stories of more games continuing beyond like the next couple of weeks.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not bad at what I do. It'll be fine.
Oh, I have complete faith. And who knows, maybe there'll be a guest star or two somewhere down the line, because I do have an idea for something to do to Tilt. This just took a lot longer than I don't think anybody
You
was
were
really
expecting.
than anybody was
Yeah.
expecting, really. Like, it was still good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed most of it. It did get a little long in the tooth once you guys were all stripped of your stuff, but that's that is as much my fault as anything else, because I was the one that put you in a situation where you're in a distant land and you have no stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I take complete ownership of that miscalculation.
Like, it turned out pretty good though. It like any good series, right? It started off really well, and I thought it had a very compelling ending. And the movie in the middle was just a little bit of getting you from A to C. You know?
Yeah, I get you on that.
That's how I felt about it. It wasn't bad. It was completely enjoyable. Like, A Wazir's Little Town, which to me was A,
Mhm.
was a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. It was wonderful. It was great. It was Pirates 1 with Johnny Depp back before nobody gave a shit about that series. And then
Yo.
and then
The fact that there's a fifth one of those coming out.
it doesn't need to be.
No.
There didn't need to be any sequels. The first movie was a pretty solid movie, and then the second
movie was
movie
amazing.
dragged. The second
Which movie is
dragged.
this?
Pirates of the
Pirates of the
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's what I felt like the first day in the land of no clothes, just kind of it dragged. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. It was like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is good. It's 3 from great, but it was good. And then they ended up really well.
And now they're coming out with another one.
Yeah, and thank God we didn't make it to Pirates 5, because I would have just quit and not come back.
Well, we don't know that yet. It could be amazing. It won't, but it could be.
From what I've seen, it actually looks better than what they've done. So it
I
looks
think-
like they're trying to repair it.
I think a lot of their problem is that Pirates 2 and Pirates 3 were so woven together. And that, like, they should have probably just been a movie, like all of the dumb Davy Jones Locker stuff with Jack Sparrow.
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah.
just like on a terrible drug trip. It's like I don't.
Oh,
know what's going
I
on,
actually
and I
have
don't
like
care.
I have my friends know me because I have a thing where I complain about this. And there is a point in Pirates 3 that every single person I pointed out goes, oh, where Pirates 3 could have just been two movies, shouldn't have been two movies. Like, there was way too much shit there. But, like, you could have split it down the middle there and had two great made-for-TV movies that would have had much better pacing than the movie they had. And you go through Pirates 3 and you start off and it's him and Davy Jones and fucking China and shit. And then they go and they meet him and they get him back and then blah, 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 blah.
The China
Pirate
stuff was really
Council.
cool because like
It
it was a
was.
different setting and stuff.
No, it was really good, and that was fun and everything. And I like those movies. I enjoy them. And then you get to the point where they parlay between Davy Jones's assholes and the other pirate assholes on a little sandy beach. And it's the three of them and then the other people, and they have like this parlay scene. And if you would have ended the movie there, bam, and started the rest of the movie there, like a second movie from there, they would have both been paced really much better than the movie that you had. Because every person I've talked to around here agrees with me, because that's the point of the movie where it just starts going, oh, there's more movie. There's just more plot that has to happen now.
Okay, yeah, but see, you're in Florida, so we can't take that for anything.
That's true. And then after that, there's like a 40-minute fucking fight scene that just goes on and on as they fight in the whirlpool and never fucking ends.
It's the song that never... Speaking of never ends, I'm gonna get going and take my night off and have a couple glasses of whiskey and enjoy the rest of what I have as I'm trying to clean up this mess that is my new apartment.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna get ready for bed myself and get ready for the day of work I gotta have tomorrow of going in for about 2 hours to just kind of do them a favor. And, yeah, super excited.
So it has been a great fun and a great privilege working with you guys.
Yes.
Bamce, I am always here if you need anything. And Liam, I will see you on Wednesday, sir.
Yes.
I will probably see you on Wednesday as well, just not in my usual position.
Yeah.
Roger that. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys for any support that you guys have given and watching it and all the rest of that stuff. And I'll perhaps see you guys next week in some fashion.